Are we on?
Sensors confirm live transmission.
Oh man, we're on the air? How cue me?
From the Galaxy Ballroom, high atop the stratosphere.
Oh man, the tape! Just roll the tape! Good space dog. Beaming to you from absolutely anywhere. It's Kids World Sports. No boundaries, no limits, no rules. As the KWS Spy in the Sky grabs the action, the drama, and the heroics of kids sports as they're happening all over this wonderful blue planet. Tell them who we are, my robo-rapping MC.
On the mic, your host, Switch. I'm his artificially intelligent co-host, Hal. Almost as loyal as our cyber mascot, Hal Lore.
It's all good on Kids World Sports.
It's time for the Kids World Sports Halloween Skeleton Race Spectacular.
Okay, what's going on here?
Welcome to the frightening world of skeletons.
Pal, I think you have the wrong idea. This is a sport show. Skeletons are sleds in the illusion bobsled family.
I prefer my interpretation. Spookier.
Come to think of it, skeletons do move at some pretty scary speeds. Hang on as we take you to Calgary, Canada, where it's all going downhill for Sarah Reid.
Does that mean we're not going to bob for apples? Ooh, get one for me.
Calgary, Alberta, the epicenter for winter sports in Canada. Host to a wide range of sub-zero play. Everything from ski jumping to ice hockey. But there's a new game in town, and it's a whole lot quicker.
Hi, I'm Sarah Reid. I'm 16 and I race skeleton.
Today, riders from across the country are here to compete in the first 2 days of a 3-day national selection competition. Competitors will race for the fastest cumulative times and hope to score rankings that will qualify them for international events.
Today I'm practicing for the selection races, and I'm practicing the push start. The push in skeleton is actually quite a big part of it, so you want to be as fast as you can. This race is important because it decides whether or not I'm a competitive slider, and I compete in the America's Cup races.
The America's Cup, one of the most prestigious events in the skeleton world. At this event, the top sledders from North America, Great Britain, and Japan will battle it out for international standings and a chance to prove they got what it takes to make it to the Winter Olympic Games.
In the far, far future, I'd like to go to the Olympics, and that's, I think, my main goal, but for now, I'd just like to develop as a slider as much as I can.
Move that arm. She is the youngest that we have, youngest slider, and yet she's not afraid of anything. Skeleton is speed. It's fear. It's like a big water slide, but you're going way faster, and it's on ice. From what I can see right now, she'll be the athlete going to the Vancouver 2010, and she could be a potential gold medal for Canada.
Sarah has been sledding for only 2 years. In her first year out, she won the Rookie of the Year award and has since competed in 10 major events.
Very good.
Right now, we're going to where I work, which is the Planet Coffee Shop. When I'm not in school, I'm doing homework or I'm training. If I'm not training, then I'm working. Skeleton is a little bit of an expensive sport. My shoes were, I think, about $80. Runners can cost up to $500. Suit is like $100. If I wanted a steel sled, I would have to save about $3,000. If I wanted a fiberglass sled, I'd save about $5,000. I'd like a fiberglass sled. I will probably never get rich doing this sport. I work here, and I train over there.
The Ice House is the #1 skeleton training venue in the world, and today it will be playing host to the national selection races. Over the next 2 days, competitors will hurl themselves headfirst down 1.5 kilometers of ice, reaching speeds of up to 120 kilometers per hour. Each sledder gets 4 chances to get down as fast as they can. The top 4 riders will make the World Cup team, with the next 5 spots qualifying for the America's Cup. It's a lot of pressure, especially for a young rider like Sarah, but she's got a great support team.
Well, I have my dad out and my 2 little sisters and my mom. And it's really good to have family out here, I think, because it motivates me and supports me to do better.
Sarah's dedication to this sport actually is amazing to me. It defines her in lots of ways. I mean, that's how she thinks of herself as a slider. She was a great little ballerina too, so we were reluctant for her to stop that.
Did ballet for 10 years. It helps a lot, I think, with this.
From high on tiptoes to speeding ice with inches from her nose, Sarah has really upped her adrenaline ante. A mistake in ballet could result in a sprained ankle. But in skeleton, even the slightest error can result in a big-time wipeout.
I think it's dangerous only because of the speed and the fact that it's done on hard ice. She's had a number of times where she's hit the wall and had some pretty big bruises, but hasn't come right off her sled.
Good try to serve for Sarah. Reid. Starts at 5.99, finish time 2.21.
It went pretty good. I was pretty nervous. This is probably the most nervous I've been for a race yet.
Sarah heads back to the top of the hill for her second and last run of the day.
Time for Sarah Reid, start time 6.09, finish time 62.39.
2/100ths of a second, that's what you beat me by.
That one felt a lot better, yeah. The time wasn't better, but the run actually felt a lot better than the first one, so.
At the end of the first day, Sarah's in 6th place. That's good enough to make the cut for the America's Cup, but the field is close, and with 4 races remaining in the qualifier, nothing is guaranteed. Tomorrow, Sarah will have to defend her ranking when we come back on Kids World Sports. Today is the second day of the national selection races, where 25 of the top women's skeleton riders in Canada are putting it all on the line for a spot on the national team.
I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, and right now it's 7:30, and we're just on our way to the top of the hill. After my second run yesterday, I was in 6th place. If I can, I'd like to do better, but I think my expectations are to hold that position. I'm excited.
Sarah is currently in 6th place. That's good enough to make it to the America's Cup, but there's a lot of good sledders out there, and 4 more races before the final rankings.
It's day number 2. These are the best of the best. She's facing Canada. Everybody that is sliding, that is trying for the national team is here today. There's a little bit of snow, and in a little bit of snow like this on the side of the track, sometimes you could have a runner getting stuck in the snow, which is going to bring you against the wall, and you're losing time. So it could be a different story from day 1.
So fast and so touch and go and so sensitive that you do one wrong steer and you're going to set yourself up wrong in a corner, and that's what happened to me. I just flipped over.
Just needs to do what she did yesterday. She finished 6th, I think, yesterday.
Times for Sarah Reid start time 5.99, finish time 52.67. Start time for Sarah Reid 6.09.
Good run, Sadie. 61.47. She's 4th right now, I think.
Despite the conditions, Sarah scores an amazing time and moves into 4th spot. That puts her in contention for a World Cup placement. But the weather's getting worse, and the conditions on the track are becoming more dangerous.
Skeleton track.
Everybody's picking them. You guys each picked up 1.3 seconds.
Did we?
Times for Sarah Reid start time 5.99, finish time 62.67.
62.67? Nice. Oh my God.
Sarah has a weak run, and her time was not so fast. By the end of the day, she slipped back to 6th place and out of contention for a spot on the World Cup team. But she's in great shape heading into the final day of qualifying in Utah. In Utah, Sarah clocked some wicked times, placing 6th overall, making it to the America's Cup, where she placed 11th out of 33 women. Not too shabby for a 16-year-old skeleton sophomore. No, wait, Alloy. Let me do the intro first. KWS always brings you the most interesting kids playing the most interesting sports, like this one, Naginata.
Databank points to Japanese martial art dating back to the mid-9th century.
Pal is absolutely right. It's an ancient sport, but with a very young competitor. Let's head to Belgium, where Isabelle Doze brings us into the world of Naginata.
Alloy is clear to gong.
Belgium is a country famous for Tintin, waffles, and chocolate, but few people are aware that it is also home to some of the best Naginata fighters in the world.
My name is Isabelle. I'm 14 years old. I do Naginata.
Naginata is a Japanese martial art, but one of the most important Naginata events of the year is held in Brussels. It's here the creme de la creme of the sport fight it out for the top spot in Belgium. With only 2 days to go until the Belgian Championships, Isabelle maximizes her training by doing it anytime, anywhere, and with anything she can. And that includes the furniture.
This is Lilu. And this is Arthur. We built Arthur on a stationary bike. We installed the usual protective helmet for fighting, and that's it. I scream men, which means the head in Japanese. There are also other hits, but not on Arthur. Snei is the leg. Do is on the stomach. Kote is on the wrist, and he has none. Ski is to the throat. These are combat medals won last year at the Belgian Championship. It's the silver medal. A medal for rhythmic competition, a bronze medal. Yes!
Isabelle has been practicing Naginata for 7 years and is the youngest first-degree black belt in Belgium. A lot of her success is due to her unending dedication. She trains 3 times a week, but Naginata also runs in her blood.
We're gonna get on down.
This is my brother's room. He won the European Championship. He came in second at the Belgian Championships last year. Came in second at the World Championships. That's even better.
Isabelle's mother, Fabienne, is the Naginata matriarch of the family. She's a 3rd-degree black belt and a competition referee.
I discovered Naginata about 10 years ago, and I wanted to pass it on to the children. They're better than me now.
She's not kidding. Isabelle's brother Jonathan is the current European champion.
This is Jonathan. He's 19 years old. He started learning Naginata when he was 11. Come and eat.
Dinner talk at the Doe's residence is always about, well, you guessed it, Naginata, and the upcoming national championship.
In 10 years, Belgium started out with nothing, and now we're the world champions.
We have here the world champion.
Hello.
The second, the third, and Isabelle will be the Belgian champion. Maybe.
Naginata is a difficult sport to master and requires an intense amount of concentration. When Isabelle is not in the gym working with the stick, she's busy working out her mind. She plays the piano and also studies Chinese calligraphy to help fine-tune her focus.
Calligraphy helps build concentration and meditation. Go slowly, take the time to reflect on each character.
Isabelle and her best friend Laurence are off to the gym for one last practice before the championship. As a pair, they will compete in the kata. In the kata portion of the event, partners will be judged on their technique and precision. But this is where the partnership ends. Because Isabelle and Laurence are the top two girls in the country, it is very likely that they will face each other in the second stage of the championship, combat.
The hit is good when it's done with a certain part of the Naginata. Here. You also have to yell the name of the hit. The hit has to be well executed, and you need to have the proper stance. I'll try not to get stressed. We'll see.
Isabelle will put all her hard work to good use when she fights for the top spot in the Belgian National Championships. When we come back on Kids World Sports. Today is a really big day for the Doe's clan. It's the National Naginata Championships. Isabelle and her two brothers are all hoping to capture a #1 spot in each of their divisions.
I like the fighting part of the competition. Because the technical portion, you have to concentrate hard to do well. Concentration isn't my strong point. This is where the Belgian Championship will take place. It's the second time I compete. The first time I came in second, and this time I hope to come in first, but I can only do what I can.
The fight area measures 12 meters by 12 meters. If the competitors go out of this area, they're given a fault.
I declare this year's Belgian Championship open.
First up, the kata competition. Isabelle and her best friend Laurence have been training together for over 12 months for this very moment. To score well, they must impress the panel of judges with a perfect demonstration of the Naginata technique. Isabelle and Laurence win their first round, but their next competitors are the current Belgian champions. Isabelle and Laurence pull off another great performance and move into second place.
We're in second place.
You're happy?
Yeah, we're happy.
Yes, we're happy.
Tied score.
In their third and final kata, Isabelle and Laurence make a few technical errors, and they end up placing second.
Oh, we lost. We went out of the box. Doesn't matter.
Up next, combat. Here, competitors will spar in 3 matches, eliminating each other until only 2 fighters remain. The winner of the final match will take the Belgium Championship. Isabelle ties her first match and advances to the next round. Isabelle must perform better in this match. She needs to score a lot of points if she hopes to make it to the final round. Isabelle is injured. A Kote strike goes wild and hits her in the forearm. Despite her injuries, she continues and scores enough points to move on to the final round.
It's our turn.
Unfortunately, Isabelle's competition in the final is her best friend Laurence.
That one. You were better.
I thought the contrary. The fight wasn't very aggressive, you know?
Laurence wins the championship, and Isabelle, for the second year in a row, takes second place. Isabelle's brother Jonathan scores third in the men's division. Teal Dermain places second, while Francois ends up with a first place result. But the Doe's family isn't done yet. Isabelle also wins a special award for fighting spirit.
They gave out this medal to someone who really showed something special with regards to fighting spirit.
At the beginning, I was a little stressed, especially when I realized I wasn't scoring. My first two fights ended up tied.
Isabelle takes second place for the second year in a row. It's not quite the national championship, but there's no doubt that this feisty Belgian has what it takes to go all the way next year. Hey, KWS kids. I think I'm coming down with something.
Sensors detect virus. Conducting virus scan.
Okay, pal. What's your diagnosis?
Fluids, body temperature, and tissue color indicate advanced case of 24-hour video console stress syndrome.
Video console stress syndrome? What's that?
Virus defined as overexposure to video games. Excess hours spent in front of video game monitor have weakened your immune system.
I guess it didn't help that I was playing Germ Warfare, Toxic Edition. Pal, what's the cure?
Well, instead of video games, you could try opening a pressed and bound linear knowledge transmitter.
A linear what?
A book.
Reading? The cure sounds worse than the disease.
Well, we could get Aloe to make you some soup. He makes a terrific chewing bone chowder.
Yuck.